A lot of you know this radio as a good AM performer, but did you know it's also very great on FM? So let's get started. There's an 88.1 low power across town. Meter is hitting about 4. A weak 90.5 from Spring, several miles away, probably 20-30 miles away. Low power FM on 92.5, about 6 on the meter. Low power FM on 96.1. Distant KSBJ outlet on 96.9, probably a 1 on the meter. There's a sports station on 97.5, very weak. Low power on 99.5, barely registers. On 99.7, barely registers. Talk station on 100.7, maybe about a 3 on the meter. 101.5, about a 1 on the meter. 102.5, about a 1 on the meter. 103.3 low power, barely registers on the meter. Rim shot on 103.7, it barely registers even though it's fairly strong signal over the area. It's just the placement of my dipole doesn't get this very well. To make this constant, I'm using the dipole and not the whip antenna, and I'll show you why in a minute. Weak 104.5, weak 105.3, 106.1, about a 3 on the meter, 107.9, about a 6 on the meter, 6 to a 7. Okay, now we know what's going on with low power and weak signals in the Houston area. Let's see if we can make this radio better. Ceramic filter 1, right at the edge of the little RF board that's perpendicular off of the main board. Let's characterize this filter. Well centered on 10.7 megahertz, it looks a little wide. Well, I've always liked these Toco filters. They're pretty narrow and they've got a flat top and installed on the board with the old filter taped to the inside of the case for originality's sake. What, if anything, have we gained? It's an 88.1. It's now reading a little higher than 2. 90.5. Got about a 2. 91.3 at about an 8. 90.5, 3 to 4. Actually, that's 92.5. 93.3 at about 10. 94.1 at about 10. 94.9 at about 9. 95.1 at about 8 to 9. 95.3. 96.1 and 2 to 3. KSBJ outlet 96.9. Not much change. 97.5. I think I've got a 98.3 that wasn't there before. 88.5, that's a 10. 99.5. We're about the same. 99.7. Got a 99.9 that I know from past experience is Waco. 100.7. 101.5 may not be as good as it was. 101.7. 102.5. Don't seem to be getting the 103.3 anymore. It's a rim shot. 103.7 is stronger. 104.5 is a little stronger. 105.3 seems to be stronger. 106.1 seems to be stronger. 106.5 is a lot stronger. 107.9 is stronger. Okay, at what point do you stop? There are 2 more ceramic filters in the radio. A ceramic filter 2 and a ceramic filter 3. It would be easy to get greedy and start going in there and shotgunning those as well, but I'm not going to do it because I'd have to take the main board out, and anybody that's worked on this radio knows that that is a pain in the neck because you have to virtually disassemble this complex tuning mechanism to get to it, and there's a substantial risk of losing the mechanical accuracy of the dial, if not small parts, if not some sensitive switches that are barely operable to begin with, that really need cleaning. So I'm not going to get greedy and go for more performance boost on the radio. You can if you want. I know Ceramic Filter 3 is over there by the IC. I'd recommend clipping the leads from the top side of the board and soldering the new filter onto the stubs of the leads rather than taking the main board out. I haven't found Ceramic Filter 2, which is not a good sign. It means it's probably pretty hard to get to. But there's another danger if you put in too many of these new narrow ceramic filters. If you looked carefully at the gain plot on the Nano VNA, you will notice that the amplitude coming through the filter is not as great as the previous one. If you go in there and put in 3 of those filters with less gain, the radio's automatic gain control may not be able to compensate for the lost gain through 3 narrow filters. So I'm going to call this good. I've got a substantial performance increase from what I can tell, and that's on top of what was a really good FM radio to begin with. So that's it for this time. I hope you enjoyed. By the way, if you were a follower of mine and you suddenly got dropped, I apologize for that. I had a dangerously unstable stalker get on my social media, and the only way that I could silence them was to temporarily drop every follower from every page. I apologize for that if you really wanted to follow me. I'm back on social media. You can follow me again, and as far as I can tell, the dangerously unstable stalker is gone. So that's it for this time. Have fun if you want to do the modification.